Hey, this is Matt from CushCore. We haven't done an install video for you in a long time, so we needed to replace the rubber on our in-house downhill bike. So we figured we'd just make a uncut video for you guys so you can see how we do this in-house. So today we are going to install a new Assegai Double Down. We've gotten some feedback that this particular tire is a little difficult. We decided to just go out, grab one from a shop, and throw it on our bike. So let's get started here. So first thing you want to do is you want to check your rim for dents, but also for inconsistencies, tears, or holes in your rim tape. This particular one looks pretty darn good. Little things like this here, you just want to make sure that this system is going to seal. If you do find holes or spots like this where the rim tape is pushed in, you'll want to replace your rim tape. In this case, we're just going to get going on an install here. So the first thing you do is you install your new CushCore valve stem. So ours have holes on the sides because the insert will sit on top of the valve and cover the hole on top. That's why our holes are on the sides. So now we're just going to insert this in here, and there is no orientation necessary for this valve. And what you want to do is press down gently with your thumb, put the rubber O-ring on there, and then just cinch this nut up. Now you don't want to make this nut too tight. If you do, it'll actually affect the seal of the system. So you just want to snug it down like so. And then for this particular one, for install, might as well just take the core out while we're at it. All right, the core's out. And now we're going to take our CushCore 29 Pro insert. And for getting this on, previous videos we've recommended putting a hammer right here on the bottom. I'm going to show you an alternative way. So all you do is you just take your hands and put the spoke in between two fingers, and you just basically hold this section down here. Put the rim into the ground, take your hand, and you just give it a nice little squeeze and a pull down like so. And you're just squeezing it down to the bottom. And then once you get to this point, you just anchor one side, and then you just use your thumb here and just pop it right back on, like so. And there's no orientation for the insert either. So now that we have this, the next part is we're going to unclip the tire, but you also need a bucket. Having a 50-gallon bucket is extremely important for install, but also uninstall. The reason for this is you don't want any pressure like the ground or a rock or anything like working against you on the backside of this. So something that supports the spokes of the wheel that allows you to just mold the tire on the rim is really, really helpful. So now we're going to unclip this, get this tire out of the packaging here. You want to give the tire some shape. And the process that I'm about to do works for any tire, any rim combo. So you'll be using the same process I'm showing you for any tire and CushCore install. So now we're just going to take some soapy water, and we're just going to put a little bit on the inside of the casing just so everything moves around inside. Now we're going to take our wheel with CushCore on it and our Assegai tire and just directionally make sure everything is lined up, which it is. And then you're going to put the wheel inside the tire here. And what I'm doing is I am holding this wheel with my right hand, and I'm going to take the casing, push forward with my left and pull back on my right. And I'm just trying to fit this wheel in the back here. And then I'll just take my left hand and pull up on the tire bead and then just push it over the insert. Like so. Just like that. And now we're going to use our bucket that I mentioned. We will align our X's on the valve. And then we want the valve here, and then we want to work towards the valve. So now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to press up with my legs, just so this part of the wheel is secured and kind of pressed up against the lip of the bucket. And I'm going to take my hands and I'm going to do what we call the roll and tuck technique. So I'm going to pull this down, get the bead past the spoke nipples like so. I'm going to put my thumbs right at the edge of the tread here, and I'm just going to lift up on the CushCore insert and see how that falls right in between the CushCore insert into the rim. So now, especially with tough casings like this, I'm going to keep my right hand gripping here, shift, pull down, and then lift up. And now at this point, I'm just going to work around. Like so. And then once we get to a point where I can't put this in with my hands, I'm going to take a tire lever. This is a Pedro's lever. This is the most common lever that we use. I'm going to wrap a towel on the back of it just because sometimes this part can dig into your hand. And I'm going to drop the bead. Now, it's really important that when you drop the bead, you take this slope of the tire lever and point it away from the rim. If you put it like this, the tire lever is actually going to slip in, and when you press down, you're going to scrape the rim tape. And we're dropping the bead because once we get the bead down into the well of the rim, all the way around here, it's going to give us slack up top to finish this tire off. So now I'm going to press down. See that space that's developing right here? So that shows me that the bead is in the well of the rim. And now we're just going to press this down, work it around. And then I'm just going to cinch this bad boy on. And this isn't taking a whole lot of muscle here. That was really smooth. If you find that you are leveraging really hard with this lever or your muscles are getting tired, just drop the bead one more time all the way around the rim, and that'll give you a little bit more slack up top. So now we're gonna go over here. We're gonna pull down, we're gonna lift up, and I'm gonna hold this with my right hand. And now I'm just gonna do the same thing. Pull down, lift up here. And now the insert, the radial tension of the insert is pressing up against the bead and keeping it in place here. So now I do the same thing. Gonna work around. Now we're to the point again where I'm not gonna finish this off with my hands. I'm going to take a tire lever here, press down, drop the bead into the well of the rim. All right, now usually when you have this little bit, you can just press down and it'll fall right in. So now we're going to put the sealant through the valve stem, and we like to use these little Stan's bottles here. They make syringes, but these are just a little bit cleaner. And then we will put this, right into the valve here, and we're going to just squeeze and just put the sealant in there like so. And then let me get some compressed air here. All right, we're going to put the valve core back in, like so. And we'll just air it up. Now, if you're running 30 PSI typically in your tires, you'll want to run about 2 PSI less, start there. And then you can play with the air pressure as you ride and, you know, see what works for you. And we're just going to air this up a little bit more. And that is a CushCore install. If you have any more questions for us, you can find all of our contact information on our website. Cool, and that's it. Have a great day.